All right, good morning. So today for writing, we are going to be looking at session 8, Poems Are Moody. So in talking about moods, if I were to make you think of the mood cheery, carefree, happy, what would this look like as weather? So take a second, you can pause the video and just maybe think about what would that look like as weather? Cheery, carefree, and happy. All right, so some of the things that I thought about when I was thinking of cheery, carefree, and happy were sunshine, maybe like a nice, clear, bright day, maybe with some clouds in the sky. And I also feel like snowy days are cheery and they're kind of carefree because it's very peaceful. So those were just some of my thoughts. You might have come up with some different options, and that's okay. The next mood I want you to think about is brooding, sad, and angry. So this mood, brooding, sad, and angry, what would that look like as weather? So go ahead and pause the video again and take a second. Think about what that might look like as far as weather. Okay, so these are what I thought of when I thought of brooding, sad, and angry. I thought of lightning, like a thunderstorm. I thought of heavy rain. And I also thought of a tornado because these are kind of scary things or sad things that make me think of that type of mood. All right, so let's take a look at this poem. This poem was written by a student. It is called The Brooklyn Bridge. So after I read this poem, we're going to think about how would we describe the mood of this poem. Okay, The Brooklyn Bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge sleeps. Suspended by steel cables, 2 towers stand straight and tall. All right, so if you want to pause the video, you can take a second, reread, or think about what you think the mood of this poem might be. So you can just take a second. I was thinking the mood of this poem, there's not really any funny parts to it. It doesn't really have a sad mood, doesn't have a happy mood. I was thinking it kind of had like a serious mood because it's more describing the bridge. When it says stand straight and tall, it kind of makes me think maybe that this poet, he kind of had respect for the bridge. So that could be a mood, is like being respectful or admiring it. Definitely serious because it's more of a descriptive poem. It's kind of what I got from it. But again, you might have gotten a different mood, and that's okay too. All right, so today's objective. Today I want to teach you that poets consider the mood they want their poems to convey. They write thinking about the mood, and they reread their poems and ask, does the mood match the meaning? All right, so I have 2 poems here. I'm going to read these poems to you, and then we're going to talk about what the mood is in each poem. Okay, so this poem is called Way Down in the Music by Eloise Greenfield. I get way down in the music. Down inside the music, I let it wake me, take me, spin me around and make me, get down. Go ahead and take a second, pause the video. I want you to really think about what was that mood that that poem portrayed. If you need to reread it, this would be a good time for that as well. Okay, so I feel like this mood was kind of silly. It sounds like she's kind of dancing while she's writing this poem. So I get way down in the music, down inside the music. I let it wake me, take me, spin me around, and make me. And this part here, get down. Kind of makes me feel like it's a silly mood, silly mood for the poem. But again, you might have gotten a different mood. All right, so this poem here is called Poem by Langston Hughes. I loved my friend. He went away from me. There's nothing more to say. The poem ends, soft as it began. I loved my friend. So go ahead and take a second. You can reread and pause the video and think about what the mood in that poem might be. All right, so when I read that poem again, I was thinking the mood was kind of sad or solemn because it seems like this poet was talking about losing a friend. And if you've ever lost a friend before, you know that's not a good feeling. So definitely seems like it's kind of a sad poem, but maybe he's being a little bit respectful because he's talking about how much he loved his friend. And it's showing how it bothered him, how he went away. So that's kind of the mood that I got from that poem. So what if we look at that poem by Langston Hughes, the one we just read, and what if I changed the words to make it sound like this? How would if I changed this part? How would the mood change? All right, so I'm going to read it. Hey, you guys, guess what's new? My friend's moving away. What you gonna do? How did the mood change? What do you think? Do you think the mood's still sad? Or do you think maybe the mood kind of turned a little bit silly or comical? Kind of added some humor to it? Maybe a little bit of indifference because now he's kind of making a joke about it and it seems like it's not such a big deal anymore. All right, how about this? How about if I changed the words to make it sound like this? What would the mood be now? How dare he move away? The nerve! I could slam in the door. Oh, hold on. Boop boop. Sometimes teachers make errors. Uh-oh. If you caught that before me, good job. All right, let's try that again, Miss Rodriguez. How dare he move away? The nerve! I could slam the door in his face. How'd the mood change there? It doesn't seem sad anymore. To me, it now kind of sounds angry, right? He's not happy. He's very upset that his friend moved away. Said he could slam the door in his face. So the mood kind of changed based on the different words that we used in the poem. So keeping that in mind, your turn. So I want you to think of a mood you want your poem to have. It could be happy, sad, angry, excited, grumpy, or so many other choices. Then maybe, and you don't have to do this step if you think you're ready to start your poem now, go right ahead, but maybe if you want to jot some ideas down on how that mood might be reflected based on your topic, then it might help you get started in thinking about what your poem's going to look like and what it might sound like. And your final step is to use a piece of paper if you have it. If not, it's okay to just tell somebody your poem and make sure that you're reading it and writing it in the mood that you're trying to portray. So that way it's not confusing to your audience, okay? And I want you, as you do this, to keep in mind all of our strategies that we've learned so far in this unit. So, poetry decisions that strengthen meaning. Make meaning with images, okay? Try to paint that visual picture in the reader's mind. Use honest, precise words. Remember, we talked about that last time. Make sure you choose those words wisely. Show, not tell, okay? Make sure your reader, your audience can really visualize what you're trying to say in your poem. Make meaning with music. Pay attention to line breaks. Use patterns and repetition of sounds and words and lines. Put it all together. Decide on the mood and bring it out. So that's what we talked about today, is thinking about what your poem's going to sound like. Is it going to be a happy poem? Is it going to be a sad poem? Is it going to be an angry poem? Is it going to be a silly poem? That's all up to you, okay? So we're really looking forward to seeing some of these poems. Okay, guys, get to work.